With every breath, a promise to rise. Together we chase the limitless skies. Galvanize the world, feel the moment of life. Every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity. Galvanize the world, feel the light. With every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity.
Hello, Galvanators, and welcome to our weekly call. Glad to have you here once again as we all come together to talk about everything Galvan, what's going on, how we're moving things forward, to teach, to train, to educate, and more than anything, just to come together, feel everybody's energy. We all know that we've got different things that we're doing. A lot of people are putting this into the cracks and crevices of their life as they're getting out there and putting this as something as they're sharing. I know a lot of people aren't doing this quite full time yet and are looking to, but wherever and however you're putting the effort into this, thank you. And one of the things that I've learned, I've had people through the years, I've trained a lot of different people. I've seen a lot of different success stories around the world and all different aspects and cultures and backgrounds and ages. And really, it just comes down to that consistent effort, whatever, even if it is a few hours a week. And as we're fitting this into the time that we can, the most important thing for us to see growth in anything is to be consistent and having that consistent effort and, teaming up and coming into a community like this, participating on these calls on a weekly basis is part of that. So wherever you're at, welcome. We appreciate you doing this and having this be part of your rhythm, part of your cadence on a weekly basis. As this is going to continue to grow. We're getting more and more views around the clock on these, and we're getting and bringing people into this community every single day and week. And so it's pretty exciting. So let's hop into this today. Let's get started. And we are going to, first off, turn some time over to Dr. Sharp. We always love to hear some advice, some education, and some tips from him. And so, Dr. Adam Sharp, thank you so much for being here as always. And we will turn the time over to you.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Byron. Glad to be here. Today's all about you. I hope that this will be helpful. I continue to think about what I want the people who I know and love to know most. And over the weekend, we had a visitor come to our church that just talked about how we need to start with ourselves. And I think that's certainly the case with what Galvan's trying to do, and what G Plus and all of us here are trying to do. So I am no literary master, but most of us have seen or read or at least heard of Hamlet. And if not, you've certainly heard this quote, that this above all to thine own self be true. And it must follow as the night, the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. I think this principle of to thine own self be true it rings true to me. I think it's a statement that there's a reason why we hear this all over the place. And we're going to talk a little bit about what does this mean for your health and well-being? What does this mean? What is it that you should or maybe should be motivated to continue to do if you're already doing it in order to be your best self? Well, this slide didn't come out quite as intended, but what do you know about your health? This seems like a really simple question. On the next slide, I'm going to give you a few examples, but I believe that all of us, we live in an amazing time. We have almost infinite information at our fingertips. We carry it around in our phones and in our pockets and connecting to both the internet and the blockchain. Many of you are now on the blockchain. We have infinite opportunities to use AI and other modes of information in order to understand our health. Let me give you a few examples of what everybody should know. This isn't just you don't have to be a physician or a health professional or some other highly trained, a lot of years of school in order to know these things. But these are some things maybe to ask yourself. So each of you is unique. Each of us comes from a different background and have different genetic risks. So the question is, what do you know about your family? Now, maybe there's people who are adopted and they don't know anything about their biological family, or very little. And that is what it is. That's not the majority of people. So if you're not in that case, what is it you can talk to your parents about? What is it that they may have been at risk for? And what is it maybe their parents were at risk for? So we should know our family history, something about it. We should know, there's a difference. Often I found in my professional life that very often I would ask people very simple questions and they just didn't know. They'd never thought about it. If you never thought about this, please do. It's a great chance to connect with your family in a meaningful way. It's more important to talk to them about what their life has been like and what their health has been like, and maybe what they've done in order to improve it. It's something that is often overlooked and requires just a little bit of effort. And in my experience, when I do this, it actually improves my connection with that person, whether that's my parents or sadly now all my grandparents have passed, but it's an important component of who you are. The next, are you exercising the right amount? And we'll go through each of these. Are you the right body composition? Do you have any idea? Weight is one thing, and that's good. And BMI is slightly better than weight. But now we have relatively simple ways to assess. I bought just off of online, I bought a simple machine. It's got metal plates. It looks like a scale, but it's got a thing that you hold on your hands, and it gives me a relatively accurate assessment of how much body fat, how my water intake is doing, how much body water I've got, muscle and bones. And it helps me know where I am. It's a much more accurate assessment than just simply standing on a scale. Sleep. So I'll be real today. We have this new puppy. We love her. Her name's Nova. And she had a little minor procedure yesterday. And so I was the one that drew the short straw and had to sleep in the garage with her. And she didn't feel well. So she was kind of sick most of the night after this little surgery. And so I feel crummy today. And it's amazing how one small thing like a not great night's sleep just changes everything. And because I have some understanding about the importance of exercise, I still did my exercise routine and did that. But sleep is so important. Your diet, what do you know about your diet? Is it contributing to your health or your demise? And if you don't know the answer to that, don't blame anybody else but yourself. It's just us. You can go find that out anywhere. Do you take regular medications or supplements? If you do you understand them? Do you understand how they work? Do you understand what the risks and benefits of them are? That is something, again, it's at our fingertips. This is just prioritizing our health and getting to understand who we are. So this is a perfect lead in. If you don't have G+, get it. If you have G+, and you have not inserted much of this information into your personal health data, do it. There is so much evidence out there as to the importance of personal health data. I list some of these. I've talked about this before, but it improves your engagement and your self-management. You understand when you go and talk to a health professional, or when you go and talk to a dietitian or someone that's a nutrition expert, or when you have symptoms and you're taking something that may be at risk for those symptoms, do you know how to address them? So improved engagement and self-management when you have your own personal health data. It allows you to better communicate and coordinate. If you have ever had any sort of serious illness and had to coordinate with hospitals or health plans or other people, the more you know. If you understand the health information, it makes everything better. It's also been shown that by doing this, it allows you to detect things better. It allows you to prevent illness or disease from ever happening, which is the best. We all know that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And so it also improves to reduce errors. When you know your body and you understand your health data, then you don't make simple mistakes because you have the information you need. It's more accurate. And then similarly, this improves your satisfaction when you do integrate, when it improves the trust that you have in the system because you're part of it. So just another plug. If you don't have this, get it. If you have it and you have not used it, go put in some information. Go talk to your family. Ask what risks you may have, whether that be heart disease or high blood pressure or diabetes or cancer or whatever it might be. You should at least understand that. Be informed. So We also, besides G Plus, we try, and if you haven't, I post almost every day in a variety of social media platforms, from Connect social impact platform to X to LinkedIn. And right here, our very own Casey helps us to put these in. I've tried to put the things that matter most. Go to our Galvan Learn library. If you don't know what GLP-1s are, you should. There's so many people taking those. Educate yourself. Sleep is your superpower. Talking about strength training is not just for athletes, and understanding macros. That's part of nutrition. If you don't know, bringing in the right amount of carbs, protein, and fats into your diet. All those things matter. We try and bring you succinct, helpful information. So go take a look at the Galvan Learn library and just pick up something that you already know. If you don't see something there that should be, let us know. We'll make sure that we put something up, because we want you to have the information that you need. So in summary, health is your ongoing responsibility. It's up to you. And that's great, because that means that you control it. So learn about your unique health, both your past medical history and how your behaviors help to improve that. Understand what is already known. There are so many ways. There are so many tools, from AI to we're hoping to integrate this more seamlessly in the future in G+, but there's so many easy ways to find this. And we're providing the tools to help you. And I hope you know it's worth the effort. There are so many things we spend our time doing, browsing countless different things of useless information. I hope that today you take a moment to learn one thing, just one thing. It doesn't matter. Go learn about what high blood pressure is, or go learn about how much protein you should be eating if you don't already know. What's the best exercise plan for you if you're not on a regular exercise pattern? What's your sleep habits? One thing. If you do one thing today, it will be worth it, and each of us will be a little bit better than we were yesterday. So with that, Health Agency, it's up to you, because we're here to galvanize the world to heal humanity. So with that, I'm going to turn the time over to Robert and let him share a little plug about G+. So Robert, take it away.
Thank you. Always a delight. I'm going to do something from a product perspective that is probably the number one rule not to ever do. I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of something coming down the road here, just around the corner, hopefully. But what got me thinking about this today, and I think it dovetails perfectly into Dr. Sharp's message as well, is I had a person that told me that when they did their wellness check-in and they could see their mood, stress, energy, as well as their depression and anxiety levels, their first reaction was, I'm not sure if I want to know what those are. And uniquely, I can appreciate that reflex, but on the flip side of that, after you get past the emotion of it, it is, well, if you're the one that doesn't know, who better to know where you are than yourself, right? I don't know that that's something that I would delegate to someone else, whether it's a healthcare professional, etc. So in the spirit of the blockchain and having taken control, that's one of the things that is our premise for G+. And so one of the things we do is our wellness check. And so you can see on the home screen, if we can bring that up. Thank you. If we can look at the home screen, the very first thing you do is you see the results of today for you, right? So you can see where your mood is, you can see where your stress is, you can see heart minutes and how important that is, your stress, your calories, your energy, your sleep. And then you can also start to get into a quote of the day, etc., to help you get into the right vibe for your wellness. But the one thing we're going to do is, so if I look at mood, what we are adding is, we call them little mini menus. So it's one thing to know where my mood is. The next thing we'd love for you to do is be able to take charge of, what do I do next to either improve my mood or to continue to better my mood and keep it up above the bar, right? So I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to depress on the graph, and you will see a little mini menu pop up. So specifically to mood, dovetailing on what Adam showed us, is we will now take you directly to what can I do to continue to keep it where I want it or to continue to improve it. So the first thing on mood is I can jump over into learn articles. I can do this with mood. For instance, if I go down to heart minutes and I put my finger down, you'll see it says heart minutes at the top. I can jump into quickly the learn articles for those heart minutes. And you can see, I see the first article I see is on heart minutes, right? And we've got one about breathing with intention. Have you ever thought about, if I practice my breathing, will that help me be more healthy, etc.? And then what are biomarkers? And even if I go down here a little bit, I see that GLP-1. And what in the McNuggets is GLP-1? And so we have a number of these articles. And as Adam said, as you guys come across ideas that would help us, definitely send them over to us, and we'll continue to populate our Learn article library to improve that. And so I've got learn articles. The other thing I've got is I go back in and I click done. If I go into, for instance, the mood again, I've got power-ups. Now, a learn article gives you a little more in-depth view of some information for you. The power-up is really just something that I can do in the next 10 to 15 minutes. You've probably already seen them as you go through the wellness check, and you can click on them and they go through that little carousel to give you a quick hitter on something I can do right now to improve my mood, my stress, my energy, etc. So we've got those as well. And then if I click again, here's stress, I can see my vitals. So I can quickly go exactly into my vitals section and see where I am with my stress levels and see my own data, my trend of how I'm doing over time, right? I can do the year view, etc. If I hold down, for instance, I go into this and I hold down, I can see that on April, it's 41, etc. And so, and then I can look at my other different levels as well in that. And so the beauty of this is we will just specific to the area of your concern. For instance, like on this, we will take you straight to the Well Collective. Now I can go into the Well Collective, and using my eyes that I've earned through my healthy actions, I can see that, I can buy the node. We introduced you to the digital memberships, gym memberships. Those are right available to you. All the different products in here. So we direct you straight to things that might help you improve your wellness. Anyway, that is just a quick overview of our new little feature called Mini Menus that we'll be releasing here shortly. And that will give you an opportunity to then take control or further control of your learning and things that you can do to continue your improvement in the wellness and health arena. I hope that was helpful for you, and stay tuned. We will inform you when this is going to come out here in the short term. With that, I will now turn some time over to Casey. Casey, over to your smile.
Perfect. All right. Our digital gym memberships are live. They're in the shopping cart. We've got sales coming in. So just so that everybody doesn't miss any steps, I'm going to go over real quick how you can submit your proof of gym membership and your proof of gym attendance. So if you are on our website, galvan.health, if you scroll all the way down here to the bottom, you're going to see this submit gym proof. Straight from there, it's going to show you the 2 forms that you need to fill out. The gym attendance submission does need to be done each time that you're attending the gym. We can't accept just one lump screenshot or anything of your sign in from your gym. It does have to be done each day separately. And then your proof of gym membership, that needs to be done either monthly or annually, depending on how you pay for your gym. So submit that. If you have any questions on any of that, you can always just click right here, go to support. That's going to take you to our FAQ section. You can always submit a ticket to us. We'll typically respond within 24 hours. But if you have any questions on any of that, reach out to us. We're happy to help and answer any of the questions. We've already seen people submitting their proof. Everything's looking good. And the first payout will go out in September. So get those digital gym memberships purchased and then start submitting your proof. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Byron.
Next case. Oh, there we go. We're trying to all get me on and off. Appreciate that. I mean, yes, we want people to know and understand. So the best way to know and understand how to do these digital gym memberships is to experience it ourselves, right? If you don't have a gym membership, this is just another reason to go and get one. We don't care which one you have. And here's why. Not only are we trying to practice what we're preaching, and not only do we want to be users of what we're promoting, but what's going to happen when you go to the gym? Who are you going to meet there? You're going to meet other people at the gym. So if we have a way to show somebody how they can take what they're already paying and how we can either subsidize that or make it so that it's doesn't cost or it's a benefit, that's what we're talking about here. We have the ability with Galvan to reward people because we are the health and wellness reward program for the globe here at Galvan as we continue to make people healthier and healthier and decentralize healthcare and help heal humanity. So a lot of great things going on. We did announce that we may have a special guest today, and I am excited to be able to introduce somebody that has not only experience in building teams and organizations and dealing with nutritional products all around the world, but somebody that also has done amazing things in the crypto space and saw things before the rest of the world saw them. And as we're putting some things together here, excited to be able to team up with Pat Berry. And Pat, thank you so much for joining us today. Excited to have you here on our Galvanators Unite call, and then just here in the community because, as we gain more and more people in our community, we just become stronger. So anyway, just wanted to welcome you. I know you played a big role with some companies around the globe in both sides of this equation. But what do you see? First off, Pat, tell us maybe a little bit about you.
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me today. I'm really excited to be here. There's two things I'm very passionate about: health and wellness and blockchain and the digital future. And what I love the most about Galvan, and then I'll speak about me a little bit. What I love the most about Galvan is the ability to merge the two, and as we move forward with things like AI and blockchain, there's going to be so many technologies that are bringing healthcare and wellness to a whole new level. And I'm excited to be part of this and to help expand this around the globe. Just a little bit about me. I'm originally from Texas. I grew up in Texas myself, made it to Utah about almost 15 years ago now, working in the industry, and absolutely enjoy spending time here in Utah. It's absolutely amazing, and getting to work with incredible projects like this one here. And so, I'm happy to be here. I have helped several companies in my 20 plus years expand around the globe. Many of those companies are billion-dollar brands now, and I'm excited now. With everything I've done in the past, I don't believe it's even close to what we are going to do here by merging new technology, blockchain, and health and wellness. I don't think that anything has ever been done like this before.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. Well, and that's coming from someone that's been out there, that's seen it, that's done it. And, as far as the timing, I know a lot of people are coming to the community. We can never see the future, but a lot of times looking at the direction, looking at where things are moving. I mean, why have you put so much of your time and energy, into blockchain in general?
Sure. I mean, when you look at, there's been really in our lifetimes, and maybe I'm a little older than the younger generation, there's been a couple major changes, what we call emerging technologies. The first one was the technology, computers. My watch here has more power than the computer that I used when I was a kid. or a junior high student, should I say, because we didn't have computers when I was a kid. But the power on this watch is actually has more power than the computers that were used to land the rockets on the moon, and things like that. The power, the technology. So the first technology has just been technology, hardware, software, technology. Then we got into what we call the .coms, the online, that went into social media, went into Web 2.0. And what is so unique about where we're going now, which is blockchain, is that things are transparent. There's accountability, and everything is available to on the blockchain. And so that level of transparency, when you take that to your health data, you take that to your health and wellness, that needs to be merged. And a few years back, I was fortunate to go to Davos, the World Economic Forum. And one of the breakout sessions there was medical records, and how and this is 10 years ago, medical records, and how the blockchain is going to innovate in government records, medical records. And then you look at this project here, and it started in its infancy, and where it is now, I believe that the opportunity for that combination, I don't think will ever happen again. And so the level of transparency, the ability through the collective to bring not just products that we white label, but to bring the best products to market. And it doesn't matter, we have our brand partners. I mean, I think what you guys have put together is really the whole next step. So there's so many innovations and unique changes that has brought this to where it is today. So I think this is an opportunity. I like to say this is a legacy play. For those that are here, it's not about creating a company. It's not about creating a movement. It's creating a legacy. And I believe that this is the best opportunity right now to impact lives around the world and to bring people to that next digital level, and creating a digital community of health and wellness around the globe.
So powerful. I love it. No, as you're saying, I just get more and more excited because I feel the same thing. I mean, you look, I've been in the entrepreneurial space, and I know you have for a while, and everybody's going to talk about, oh, this is the next big thing, or ground floor this or that. But there's something that's happening historically now that I don't think we'll ever see, like you said, happen in our lifetimes again. And that is this transfer
Correct.
of information, this transfer of power, this transfer of knowledge. And the fact that we have a chance to be a part of that and participate, where the last play, you had the big corporations, you had everybody else that could participate, and we were basically just utilized for their profit. And now we have the ability to go out there and all as a community make a difference. And I know how, as we've talked to people, and I'm sure as you've talked to people just in this space and what blockchain has to offer, they've never seen anything like that before.
No, they haven't. And this, just think about it in our lifetimes, and I know we've some medical doctors on the call, so I'm not diminishing the technology that we had in the past. But when I was a kid and I went to the doctor for my annual checkup, you had a stethoscope and the little rubber thing you hit your knee with. That was technology. Now they weighed me, and they did blood work if you were sick or whatever. But the other day I went to the doctor, and the doctor was sitting there, and he was looking at his computer screen, and he said, "Oh, AI says I need you to do this, and I want to check on this." So even just the level of integration of where things have come, that they recommended I get my eyes checked, and of course I do that anyway, but AI had recommended it, so my doctor felt like he needed to share that with me. But think about where the convergence of all those technologies are. We were together yesterday, meeting, and we saw this technology where you can take a scan of your face, and it gave you your heart rate, your blood pressure. I mean, it actually came up with health risks. So this, where things are going, and the technologies and the convergence, and what's unique about it is that we have a platform, and that platform, we can enable these cutting edge technologies. But the biggest thing is being able to take control of your own data, and you having the data and having it available to you and then in the future, what that data can do for us as far as preventative and scans and different things like that as the technology gets implemented. So I'm extremely excited, if you can't tell. And I'm really looking forward to being a part of the journey. And for me, it's a reconnection, because 7 years ago I was working with the team that put all this together in a different role. And now to see where things have come in that progression, it's amazing, because a lot of it before was, we could do this, we could do that, oh, we should do this. And now to see everything and how it's all come together, it's really exciting. And I'm looking forward to be a part of it and to assist in any way possible. So.
Hey, well, thanks so much, Pat. No, we're excited to have you here too. Your experience and your expertise, and then just your passion in, making a difference in people's lives. It's what this community is all about. So
Yes.
excited to have you, and thank you for taking some time today. And I just wanted everybody in the community to meet you, because I know you're going to play some big roles in helping us push some things forward.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me. And I'm just looking forward to it. It's actually my privilege and my honor to be a part of this project, and I'm really excited, if you can't tell.
Hey, well, thanks so much, Pat. Let's show Pat some welcome and some love in the comments. And thanks so much, Pat. And I know that those that are watching on live streams and stuff in different ways, you're going to see this, but it's just exciting that more and more people that are understanding this space, they're being attracted to what we're doing. And it's just because what we're doing is real and really does make a difference. And so excited to be able to team up with Pat and all of you. And as we continue to gather more and more information and people to get out there. And one of the things that I was watching last night that I thought was interesting on AI is, how powerful it's getting and how it can be used for a lot of range of things. But how important is blockchain going to mean when it comes to AI too? If we want to know if something is legitimate, if something is valid, because what is blockchain all about? It's all about validation. It's all about making sure that it's unique, and we're going to need it even that much more in the future when we don't know if something is accurate or not with AI. It's just going to be even that much more powerful in the blockchain communities, more trusted, and then bringing on health and wellness and everything that we know is going to make a difference in people's lives is so critically powerful. And I'm excited about that. So thanks so much, Pat. Appreciate you taking some time and hopping on today. And you'll all have a chance to meet him a little bit more, I'm sure, and learn from him. And as we continue to push forward and grow together. So what I wanted to do next is, we touched on a couple of these things with the digital gym memberships and other aspects there. I wanted to bring something up real quick as we do. Let's see if I can pull this up. There we go. There it is. Just because I want to bring this up kind of on a weekly basis as we're doing this, because here's what I believe is going to happen. These things are going to go. We've got people that are purchasing them. They're going to go pretty fast because, as you know, we're being very aggressive on what we're returning. And it's not something that we know if we're going to be able to do forever. So there's only 500 of these commons, memberships. There's only 250 of the epic, and there's only 125 of the legendary. So somebody's spending $500 for this digital membership and having a chance to earn 2,000 in EYES tokens. And that's, once again, we don't know what the tokens are going to do up or down, but as the community grows, what do we think that they're going to do? Now, the ability here is, this is whether it's the Well Collective, whether it's Connect, whether it's Galvan, these are live, and people can go and purchase these however you're going to purchase. They're commissionable. And guess what? Even though somebody can earn a commission and get kind of a reward, a referral fee for suggesting and helping, it's not you that's paying out these tokens. It's Galvan. It's Galvan that's paying these tokens out, not you, even though we have the chance to be able to go out there and get rewarded and compensated for going and sharing these. So I would recommend that, we take this serious because it is going to move pretty fast. And as we, get these out into the community, we'll be able to see, what we're going to be able to do in the future. But I don't think we're going to be able to keep with the spend 500 and have a chance to earn 2,000 for long because of how aggressive that is. So you're going to want to take advantage of that. But as you know, all of these memberships, whatever somebody does, we're just trying to incentivize, and we're rewarding for those healthy activities and actions. I love how Casey talked about how to go and validate those things. And as we heard about how important it is to be able to track things, to be able to use things, to be able to see where we're at, because those things that we track, we can improve upon. And as we go and share this, like I said, there's how many millions, tens of millions of people just in the United States that have a gym membership, or this can incentivize them to do a little bit more. But our goal is, because we want to go out there and we want to make sure that we've got 10 million wallets out there. Okay. We want 10, we want to do our part. And that is something that we really want to focus on. We need to be giving wallets away. Okay. We need to be going out there and sharing this. And, with the law of reciprocation, if we're giving somebody a wallet and we're giving them token, 1,000 eyes is what I recommend, then you just given them a gift. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, but if those eyes per se, let's say they got to be worth 50 cents a token in the future sometime, you just gave somebody $500. And like I said, we don't know what they are going to do as we grow this community. But guess what? Bitcoin started somewhere. And, as we're going and becoming the health and wellness blockchain, we can't help but go out there and share the goodness of it and give some of this token away. And so now people, if they have a wallet, if they have some token, really what we've done is we've been able to break the ice. We've been able to just have a reason to share something with somebody and introduce that. And when I first started in Galvan years or months ago, that's how I got most of the people that wanted to purchase a node or wanted to get involved. It was because I got them a wallet first and was able to get that wallet out to them. So this is something that we want to be focusing on and tracking, and we're going to put some metrics and some things in place to be able to reward. We're already kind of doing that right now, but this is so important and critical for us to go out there and do. Because if we do that, if we go out there and get those users and we get those 10 million wallets, it's going to be easier for us to get people on, and we want 1 million people on our products and services. Okay. And through that, we have 100,000 nodes. Those people that want to participate and have a bigger role in this project, have a vote, be able to help with the direction of where things are going. There's 100,000 nodes that need to be sold, and we're going to sell them all. That's what we're going to do. So 10 million wallets, 1 million people on our products and services, 100,000 nodes sold. And then we want people maximizing compensation wherever they're at. And that's really what this comes down to. So how do we do that? It all starts with going out there and sharing and understanding this. So one of the things that I do want to make sure everybody is aware of is this Saturday, we are going to go into a little bit more depth as Galvan has teamed up with the collective, and we're going to talk about the collective advantage for those people that are a part of the collective or wanting to participate in that. That is going to be this Saturday. It's going to be from 10 to noon. So from 10, and that's Mountain Time. We'll put that out there, and you can see there's the QR code right there for registration. But this is going to be this Saturday, where we're going to continue to break things down. How do you send the wallets out? How do you gift tokens? How do you do the things that are needed and necessary to be done just to get that thing going, get things moving for people? That is going to be happening on Saturday, this Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon Mountain Time. You'll see more details on that. But you're going to want to participate in that. We're going to do some different things and have some fun and giveaways as well. So that's going to be happening, I said, this week. And then also this week, we have got some calls lined up. Now, I've been doing a lot of private calls for people, just because, we want to do a little bit more hand holding. We want to educate. We understand that, getting a wallet for the first time might be new, or getting a node set up for the first time might take a little bit of time. So I've done a lot of private meetings over the last couple of months. But what we're going to do is we're going to do more and more just open meetings where we've got them on the schedule. We're going to start rotating between different people in the community, and we're just going to be a lot more consistent with, if you don't know what to do or you don't know how to share, I want you to be able to point, and I want you to be able to say, hey, go check this out. Oh, get on this call. So with that, we're going to be doing 2 calls tomorrow. So we're going to be doing one at the same time as this, noon, except for on Wednesday, Mountain Time. We're going to be doing one at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And that is going to be on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to be doing one at noon. And Friday, we're going to be doing one at noon. So the next 3 days, noon Mountain Time, adjust for your time zone. We're going to be doing just an overview. What is Galvan? What is blockchain? How can we go out there and participate? What are the products and services that people can utilize in the collective or other ways? And then how do we move things forward? Okay, so that's what's going to be happening. So we got 4 calls this week just to expose people. And then guess what we're going to be doing at the end of the week? Saturday, we're going to be training everybody. So this is a great opportunity that if you've been waiting for somebody to see this, if you've been waiting to share, or if you want to follow up, because now you have the next thing to point people to, you want to make sure that you're on these calls the next couple of days. So once again, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be doing them at noon Mountain Time, and then Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time as well. So stay tuned. We'll get you those details out and get that out to everybody, information. But and then plan on this Saturday for those people that want to get trained, and how can you take better advantage. And here's the thing. The best way to know that something can be done is if somebody has already done it. And, I was lucky years ago, because when I started my becoming an entrepreneur and I tried a lot of different things, everything changed for me. When I ran into, my mentor, who was a multimillionaire, I was at the age of 26 years old. And I had somebody who was willing to take me by the hand and tell me the truth. Friends might tell you that you look good when you don't. A friend might tell you something to save your feelings, or they want to show support. A mentor will tell you the truth. And this is somebody that I didn't know if he liked me half the time, because he was always telling me what I was doing wrong. But I listened to what he said because he was a multimillionaire, and at that time I wasn't. So he had made millions, I hadn't made millions. And so I did what he said. And you want to know what happened? I was 26 when I started being mentored by him. By the time I was 28, I was getting paid out over 11 countries. It had changed my life forever. And I just needed somebody who knew to show me. And I don't know where you're at, but I'm sure all of us can feel the same way, where if somebody would just give me a chance and show me how we can move a little bit faster, and how we can take our time and energy and effort, because our time is being spent somehow, some way, right? But if we can take our time, energy, and effort and put it into something that has a multiplier attached to it, that has a way for us to be able to maximize the energy and effort we put into something, then I can't think of anything else. And I know I'm very biased, but that's why I put everything aside. I put everything else on the line, and I'm here because I believe we're seeing a time in history that we're never going to see again. Okay, we're seeing a time in history where the history books are going to be rewritten. They're going to look back on this time frame, and we're here now, and we have a chance to go out there and do this and do it in a big way. And so that's what motivates me. So what we all need to do is take advantage of this. We're not going to be able to rewind and come back here and say, I wish I would have, because we're not going to get this timing back when everything is shifting from Web 2 to Web 3, when the world is starting to learn about blockchain, when people are starting to understand what's here. We know about it before the masses do. And that's a huge opportunity and responsibility at the same time, right? So just excited to be on this journey, as I always say, with every single one of you, because it's about the community and it's about what we're going to be doing together. So let's go out there and practice what we preach. If there's a digital membership out there, let's get it. If we're Galvanators, let's go utilize this. Let's go show people. Let's go be the first. Let's understand it. All right. And then also, let's not keep it to ourselves. If something is that good, we want as many people as we can to be able to participate and be a part of it. Right. So that's what this is all about. This community is all about. It's about rewarding and winning together. And speaking of that, we always like to reward. And right now we're rewarding for those people that are doing, the swaps, and they're swapping for eyes and submitting their hash to our customer service. And we're going to see who the winner is this last week. As you know, whoever wins, we are going to double or give them the same amount that they swapped again. So they kind of get the double swap and the benefit there. So we didn't have quite as many people swap this last week. So the odds are in a few people's favor. So let's see on a scale of, let's see who wins. Here we go. Okay, number 4. Case, who is our lucky winner this week as far as
our winner this week is Carol E.
Say that again?
Carol E. So
Carol E.
And I'll go
congratulations. And so, Case will make sure that we send those additional eyes over to your wallet. And I'm telling you what, now is still a good time. If you're not taking advantage of purchasing even eyes out of the market, something that I do pretty consistently, because we've got people that are willing to give them up right now on the cheap. And if people are willing to give them up on the cheap, let's get them. Let's go get them, because we're about to go and do some things that have never been done before in Galvan and in this community. And it's exciting to be able to know that we can prepare and that we can be ready for that. So I just want to thank everybody for being here today. If you're watching this as a replay, thanks for viewing this. Make sure you get this information out to our teams, and let's go have an amazing week. Let's share wallets. Let's get our own membership NFT, and let's go and lead by example, and let's bring in the masses. And we're going to do that by just opening our mouths and sharing and having that consistent effort. So appreciate all of you. Thank you, Dr. Sharp. Thanks, Case. Thank you so much for having our special guest, Pat, that we had on. Robert, it's always great to hear from you as well. And I'm Byron Belka, and I'm a Galvanator. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.
With every breath, I promise to rise. Together we chase the limitless skies. Galvanize the world, feel the mud of my life. Every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity. Galvanize the world, feel the light. With every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity.